So in this video, I'm going to tell you about a gadget we recently discovered that is now a must-have for RV living. And the best part is it's under $40. So stay tuned.
We are Charity, Ben, Dakota, and Trinity. We decided we didn't want to wait for a life of adventure. So in 2017, we bought our first RV and set off to live a life of travel in the USA. We've visited over 38 states in 3 years and have many more to go. Follow along to learn all the best places to see, RV and travel tips, and much more.
So welcome back to the channel if you're a returning viewer, and if you're new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful or learned something that you didn't yet know. So we travel with one very large dog. He's not an RV sized dog, and our 2 cats. And because we travel with our animals, we need to make sure that our animals are safe when we are not at our RV. And so we need a way to be able to make sure that the temperature inside of our RV is staying at a comfortable level for our animals, even when we are away from our RV. Now, we can't always take the dog with us everywhere we go, and we definitely are not going to bring the cats. So we need a way to be able to monitor the temperature. Now, before that you are thinking, okay, well, I don't travel with pets, this video doesn't apply to me, just hold on, because I've got some cool information for anybody living the RV life, pets or not. So just hang on a little bit later in the video, and I'm going to tell you why that this is so awesome for anybody that is living the RV lifestyle. So making sure that the temperature is what it needs to be is important, especially if something like your AC decides to take a poop while you're gone, or if there's a power interruption at campgrounds. Those types of things can happen quite often. Breakers at the pedestal can trip, causing power interruptions. And the last thing that you want is to have some sort of power interruption while that you're away from your RV, and then come back to an RV that is hot, or maybe your refrigerator hasn't been working if it only works off of electric. All of these things that can compound if there's a power outage that you don't know about for an extended period of time. So we were actually made aware of this little gadget from Jared with All About RVs. And when I saw this, I totally jumped on it. I ordered one for us, and I am so glad that I did. In fact, we may actually just end up getting more than just this one, because there are so many uses that we're finding for this little gadget right here. So this is the Go V temperature sensor, and this is on Amazon. We'll put a link in the description below. This video is not sponsored in any way at all. This is genuinely a product that we've come across, and we are loving it and totally see all of the different wonderful uses for this. But the one thing I like about this is that it's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So a couple of different ways that it can be used. We connect it to our Wi-Fi to be able to remotely check in and see what's going on while we're away. So if we need to go to the grocery store, or if we are out and about just day tripping, which is really how we live RV life most of the time. We are not a hang around the campground type of family. We are a go do explore type of family with our travel style. So we can check in and see what's going on temperature wise in the RV. Now, the other thing I love about this is this also senses humidity levels. And so you can tell if things are getting to a point where it's too high of humidity. We all know RVs have a condensation problem. They build up humidity on the inside very easily, which can promote things like mold growth, which you don't want. So this is great to know, to be able to look at those humidity levels as well, to see if maybe you need to bring in a dehumidifier and run that for a while, especially those of you that camp in colder temperatures or winter camp. Being able to know the humidity levels is super important. So this does that as well, and has a dual purpose with temperature and humidity. So you can set alerts within the Govee app to send you a alert if the temperature goes outside of a certain range. So you can set that range that you want, and it'll send you a real-time alert to let you know that the temperature has risen beyond the place where you set that threshold. So the other thing that is really cool about this particular app is that you can actually see historical data to be able to look at the temperature changes or humidity level changes throughout the day. So I can look here on my app and I can see exactly when things changed, when maybe it got a little bit warm, and then when it cooled off, which can also be helpful if you're trying to troubleshoot anything with just your whole climate control system in your RV, or anywhere where you need to kind of know when these temperature changes are happening. Here is a great use for this, other than just pets and needing to know the temperature and humidity just for your own personal knowledge. Because this is so portable and you can kind of either hang it on a wall or put it wherever you want it. If you have problems with your fridge, or a lot of people prefer to travel with their fridge off, meaning that if they don't have an inverter, or if they don't want to use the electricity, or they don't want to use the propane while they travel, there's ton of different schools of thought on whether or not you should use the propane of your fridge while you travel. That's a subject we're just gonna let you guys research and do what you feel comfortable with. But this can just set right in your fridge and you can check it remotely via Bluetooth. This is why that's so awesome. If you are traveling with your fridge off, or if you're having any problems with your refrigerator, the last thing you wanna do is open the door and let out all that cold air to be able to scan the inside to see what the temperature is on the inside. So you can leave the doors completely closed, check the temperature with the Bluetooth with this temperature sensor, and see exactly what your fridge is reading. So if you want to travel with the fridge off, but you want to make sure your food is at that safe temperature level, especially for things like meats, you can check that remotely. You never have to open the door and have all of that loss of cold air to check the temperature, because this is sitting right in your fridge. So that is why I am thinking that having actually more than one of these is a great idea, because there are lots of different areas of your RV that you want to kind of be able to monitor temperatures in. Lithium batteries, if you have lithium batteries, need to be at a certain temperature to avoid potential damage. So being able to put this in, say, your battery bank, if you have lithium batteries, if you have food that is in your like exterior type of cupboards against your wall, and you want to make sure that that food isn't getting too hot, the last thing that you want is something like maybe some, solid coconut oil that starts to liquefy once that it hits those upper temperatures and then creates a mess. You can use this to check temperatures inside of your cupboards and just leave one of these in there. There's so many uses that we see for this when it comes to RV living, and at $35, I mean, you could easily have 2 or 3 around to be able to just monitor temperatures in different areas of the RV at any given moment. So you'll have to let us know in the comments below if you're currently using a temperature sensor in your RV, if you like it, how does it work? Does it have the functionality that you want it to have? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you guys, what's working, what's not, all of those types of things. This is a great way we can support the RV community, and you can too by leaving your comments below for others to read. Our last video on RV secrets had some great comments from you guys and some great tips for RV living. Thomas says, the best RV tip I ever received when entering this lifestyle was when you pull into a campsite and you have questions, just stand outside the RV, cross your arms in front of your chest, look up and stand there. At least 3 people will show up and tell you what to do. I think we've probably all experienced that, and that's just another way to show the RV community is so great with being able to help each other out. Crafty Traveler says, we tied a colorful rope on our chalks to see them more easily and not forget them. That's another great tip, to be able to remember those wheel chalks so you don't pull out of your campsite or try to leave with them still in. Adrian Nurse says, going to a cat scale and weighing your RV is a good one too. Occasionally we get off the major highways to reach a destination. Along the way we come to a bridge that says something like 10-ton limit. 10 tons is 20,000 pounds. My Class A diesel pusher is too heavy to cross that bridge. You don't want to collapse the bridge and fall to what's below. Great tip to know your weight as well as your height. So keep those comments coming. Let us know your tips. Let us know if you've got a temperature sensor, all of those things.
Go. Go. Lift it. Pull. There you go.
They're talking to each other.
Okay, go. Show it coming together.
This is like hello, and then I'm like hello back through the power of Bluetooth. So thanks so much for watching this video. We hope that you found it helpful. Remember to hit that subscribe and thumbs up button. If you would like to see more videos with fun places to travel and some campgrounds that you want to make sure that you put on your campground bucket list, you can check those out right over here. And if you would like to see some cool videos of fun places to shop and pick up RV items that you might not have thought of, you can check those out over here. And if we don't see you out on the road or at the campground, we'll see you in the next video.